proceedings on the amendment offered by the gentleman from Iowa will be postponed. It's now in order to consider amendment number 16, printed in Part B by House Report 115-295. For what purpose the gentlewoman from Missouri seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I have an amendment at the desk.
Clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment number 16, printed in Part B of House Report number 115-295, offered by Mrs. Hartzler of Missouri.
Pursuant to House Resolution 500, the gentlewoman from Missouri, Ms. Hartzler, and a member opposed, each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentlewoman from Missouri.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
You're recognized.
I rise today to offer an amendment to return local control to the National School Lunch Program. Far too long, Washington has imposed burdensome and unnecessary mandates on our local schools. This misguided regulation has created a bureaucratic nightmare and mountains of paperwork for local school lunch administrators who truly want to spend their time focused on providing healthy meals for our children. My amendment is simple. It stops a federally mandated formula called the Paid Lunch Equity Program that requires all schools to raise their school lunch prices to an arbitrary level set here in Washington. This amendment does not address the actual nutritional content of lunches, although I believe this is a policy area that should be addressed. But this amendment only stops regulations setting local school lunch prices. Local officials know their communities best, and they should ultimately be responsible for setting school lunch prices in their cafeterias. Many schools are forced to raise their school lunch prices each year just to meet this federal mandate. This pushes families struggling to make ends meet off the school lunch program and leads to more hungry students and higher costs for hardworking families. It's time to get Washington out of the local school lunch pricing business and return more control to our local schools. So I ask my colleagues to join me today in supporting this common sense amendment to return more control to local schools. So again, I ask my colleagues to support, and I reserve the balance of my time.
Does anyone claim time in opposition? If not, gentlelady from Missouri.
Yes, I would like to yield so much time as he may consume to Chairman Adderholt.
Gentleman from Alabama is recognized.
Thank you. I rise in support of this amendment. I believe that schools should have more local control.